Welcome back to Shem's Universe. So, today, guys, we're going to discuss birthday number 12. So, birthday number 12 is considered extremely lucky. It's 1, 2, and then 3. So, you literally get like consecutive numbers back to back. With that regard, it's sort of like a synchronization. It's not quite a master number, but it is very much, it has that touch of the universe type of essence. Meaning, people with this number that are born on this day of any month tend to have a very childlike quality that carries them throughout their whole life. Like they end up really being people that everybody looks at to help, like the child, the kid from heaven. If you are born on the 12th, you may have that aura or energy, and you may not even realize you have it, but people will naturally be magnetized towards you. You have a lot of natural attraction. It doesn't depend on how you look, it's more so actually about your energy that you express, but you don't realize it's there because it's just in your mind. It's just something about the way you think, and it applies to your characteristics and your attitude. So, the planetary influence of this is going to be number one, which is the sun, number two, which is our lunar energy, which is moon, and then number three, which is Jupiter. So, these are a lot of high energy numbers, all working in coinciding with one another, and they're working in cohesion. So, you get number one, sun, who's very, very powerful, primal energy, a lot about that root chakra again. Then you get number two, which is the moon, the water, the emotional energy, the subconscious mind. And then you get three, which is Jupiter, which is all about taking action and really leaping out to be on front stage. So you get all of this. So this gives the 12 a lot of artistic talents. Art is going to be your main thing. Go into art, music, writing, things like that is what you're going to be extremely good at naturally because that's how you think. And more so, you go with your feelings, not with logic. Your feelings are going to bring you to success. Logic will make you live a boring and unfulfilling life. The thing with the 12 is this, though. Even if you choose to just go the logical way, you're still going to make a lot of money. If you just choose to live a boring life, you don't want to live the artistic, creative dream that you are naturally inclined to do, you'll still somehow have a lot of financial success. But my warning to you is that you may not have any sort of emotional success. Meaning, yeah, your bank may look good, but inside you're always going to feel empty, and this is going to lead you to feel discontented. When we feel discontented, we end up going towards things like lust and greed. And when you get into those type of things, that leads to drifting, which in turn is going to make you unsuccessful. So be very, very careful. That's one of your biggest weaknesses. The second biggest weakness is for either gender adultery. With the 12, because you have that natural attraction, you're like that like signifier of like great energy. You find yourself able to get a lot of partners very easy. So you don't want to just fall into going from partner to partner. You want to make sure that you make meaningful relationships with people because they actually genuinely do want to be around you and do love you. And you need to understand and appreciate that and don't just step on people on your way to the top. Right? So just don't be too ruthless. I just make sure to keep that at a very, very fair line there. Just make sure that you take your time in relationships just to make sure that you don't leave any bad taste in people's mouths. So, aside from that, with the occupations, we pretty much discussed it with the art, etc. You just want to get yourself into a creative field where in which you actually get to excel and use your talents and then monetize them as well. Because when we follow our passion, when we make the most money because we're unconsciously doing it, we're doing something that we enjoy. In turn, we end up being paid and rewarded by the universe and physically very quickly, easily as well. So, there's another warning with the 12, though. And when you look at the eastern side of this now, I'm going to switch over from the western numerology to the eastern here. We get people that have the number 12 for a birthday or a name number. This applies to both, where they're viewed more so like the victim. You definitely do still have a lot of skills. Even in Eastern numerology, it still says you're going to excel, especially in career and with love. You're going to have a very happy life and with a lot of luxury. It's just kind of attracted to you in that way. It's not very difficult. You're a very action oriented person, which in turn leads to that sort of lifestyle. But what you do have to watch out for is because it's a birth number, I'd really watch out to make sure you don't put yourself as a victim. Like it's a very victimish number as well because three, which is very narcissistic, very about being center stage. So when you don't get that attention that you lust for, that can turn into a detriment for you. You end up looking at life in a certain lens of, oh, I deserve this, but I didn't get it. So you need to understand that you have to take action to get what you want, and there might be a lot more action and a lot more effort that you need to put in order to get the rewards that you see just. So you're not actually a victim, you're just not putting in enough work as of yet. And that's not a problem, especially if you're young. You gotta just understand you gotta have balance, but do what's appropriate to get that goal. A lot of people confuse what balance and appropriateness, meaning they confuse the idea of having a balanced life, saying I'm gonna go to the gym 5 days, but then on the weekend I'm gonna drink beer and eat like shit. You can't do that. What you have to do is essentially look at your life and do what's appropriate. Meaning, do I have to take 6 months off eating unhealthy to get what I want, to get that body, to get the expectations that I'm lusting for? Do that. Take that pause, go into extreme discipline, and get it done. The 3 is a very disciplined number as well as is the 1. But because you have that 2 in there, you need to watch out for emotional volatility, meaning the watery nature of your emotions. They can be very changeable, and that can make people view you even as fake and not very competent or trustworthy. So control your emotions. Do not view yourself as a victim, and make sure that you take advantage of your creative skills. If you can do those 3 things, you will be very, very comfortable with this birth number 3. So that's my direct advice to you. If you guys have any other questions regarding it whatsoever, just leave a post in the comments for me and I'll answer it directly right there. Aside from that, like, subscribe, holla, I'll be back tomorrow.